what's going on, guys? It's Bit by Bit here. Today I will be recording with the movie guy, or the Purple Block, whichever one you would like to call him. I go suggest you check out his channel. Today we're going to be doing a two-part episode about Star Wars. This first part is going to be what our favorite Star Wars ships are. Drew, I'm going to go ahead and let you start it off here. What's your favorite Star Wars ship?
Okay, well, the Death Star doesn't count as a ship, right? That's just like
That's a space station, yeah.
Pretty much. I'm gonna go with, oh god, there's so many. Okay, like big ships or like tiny ships?
It doesn't really matter. Just, what's your favorite overall ship?
I feel like my favorite is either the Star Destroyer, maybe, because it's, first of all, it's pretty freaking huge, and it can probably take it takes like a lot of TIE fighters or
I know, dude.
X-Wings to take down that thing. Because it had that one big thing, Princess Leia. Well, is it really that powerful, though? Because
it's not really that powerful, but it can...
It's like, there's this tiny ship Princess Leia's on, and it shoots it, and it does nothing.
I don't think it's all that powerful, but I think it definitely takes a lot of damage.
That's not really helpful. That's like the Star Trek ship. I don't know what the X-Wings, because, you know, they blew up, like, the friggin' one X-Wing blew the entire...
No, it was the A-Wing, and he flew into the little ball thing and just blew up. Yeah, I think that was kind of messed up. My favorite, I would have to say, is... It's not really a TIE fighter, but it looks like a TIE fighter, and you know how they have, like, those, like, wings... You know, do you know how Darth Vader's ship...
the one Darth Vader drives? Is that what you're talking about?
Kind of, only, like, you know how it goes down? You know how the front of his wings go down, like in like a trapezoid sort of shape?
Yes.
We'll take a big rectangle and put it in the middle of that and just pull all that stuff out. It looks kind of like that. It's hard to think about. Here, I'll show you. On video chat.
I feel like you're talking about it.
It's this thing.
Okay, yeah, I get it now. Okay, I get it. As far as for fans, it's... You have to like it's like a big Winter sideways.
I don't really know what it's called overall, but
no, we don't really see much of that though. How much is that in the movie?
I think it's in the sex movie, and that's it. And it's a lot in the extended universe, though.
We're talking movies.
All right, but it's still in the movie.
Star Trek, because there's not a lot of good movies for Star Trek, but.
And I think one of the obvious main favorites among both of us is, of course, the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Okay, that's my favorite ship. Scratch everything I said earlier. I totally forgot about that ship. That's my favorite, obviously.
I mean, you gotta look at it. The design is just cool. It's like a pie, and it's got this thing sticking out on the side. And it's got a radar ship. It's like a really cool pie, and I just love eating this pie.
It's
the
a very
best.
weird ship to describe. Think about it. You describe it like it's a circle thing with these two things sticking out in the front.
And then the cockpit's on the left side.
Yeah, it sounds really weird, but okay, are the Star Trek ships? Would you say those are better, or what ships are better?
I don't really know many of
Star
the
Trek ships were like going at the Star Wars ships. Which one would win?
Definitely the Millennium Falcon over the Enterprise. I'm not really all that big of a...
Well, I don't think the Enterprise is like used for fighting, or maybe.
I mean, I know it's got like that big. I know it's got like that big torpedo thing it shoots, but it's not really all that powerful if you think about it. It's basically like a transport ship.
I think it's meant for going around and exploring. I don't think it's really meant to, start blowing up things like.
It's like those. It's like those hospital ships in like the 6th and the 5th movies. They're not really made for anything too important.
Well, it teleports people.
Well, yeah, true.
I guess that's helpful.
That is kind of cool. Of course, everybody... You know how they have, like, all the different wings in Star Wars?
Yeah.
I gotta say my favorite wing is definitely the B-Wing. And I'll show you guys that. I'll pause the video and I'll show you guys that. Is the B-Wing. I really like the B-Wing. The design's kind of cool. You don't really see it much in the main series, but you see them attack the Star Destroyers a lot in the 6 movies. They're mainly used in the TV show The Rebels, but you do see them in the movie. Mr. Drew, can I meet him in the movie?
I feel like of ships in Star Trek? Isn't it just the one?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are other types of ships, but...
Right, I think that's the only one that we really see, though. We just see the... Or, I mean, I guess the villains have ships, but we don't really get those names or what they really can do.
Alright, do you remember the P-Wing?
No.
Okay, hold on. Alright, sorry, technical difficulty, guys. I just had to pause the video there for a second. I like the V-Wing, like I said, I like the V-Wing a lot. I really like the design. It's got like the 2 guns on each side of the ship. That's really cool. I really like just sort of the red look it has. The cockpit's nice. Everything looks nice. And you gotta say, everybody loves the X-Wing. I mean, there's no doubting that. I
think that's better than the most popular out of all the wings. I don't think anyone...
I mean, because if you think about it, like, that's the one that most people know about. Because in the 4th movie, it was in possibly the most famous Star Wars moment, the trench run. It's the main rebel ship used in the whole series. So, I mean, if you know anything about Star Wars, chances are you've seen the X-Wing. No doubt about that. I mean, the design just looks like a starship. It just looks perfect. It's not complicated. It doesn't look weird. It doesn't look like it fly weird. All it has, 4 wings, go up, laser on each wing, and the design's just awesome. It's like a jet. It's so cool.
The Star Trek Enterprise looks like a big dish.
And then it's got like the thing going down that looks like an escalator. You know, people going down an escalator to go to the other ship. Yeah, it's weird. There aren't really all that many different types of Imperial ships. If we're counting ships, if we're gonna say like stuff like walkers are ships, I definitely have to say both types.
We're talking spaceships here. I don't think those walkers.
Well, I mean,
those are like big camels. So we're not talking about those.
Big camels do freaking love big camels.
Oh, I know you love big camels. I know you love big camels, Blake. We're not talking about those now. We're talking about spaceships.
Alright. I'm trying to think of another one I like. Oh, do you remember the spaceships from the beginning of the 3rd movie in that battle?
I don't think I remember that though, no.
No, I'm trying to remember them. I don't even remember what they were called, but they looked kind of cool. I thought the Jedi starships from the 3rd movie looked kind of stupid. I mean, the one Obi-Wan had in the 2nd movie was cool, but I didn't like the one from the 3rd movie.
Oh, yeah?
It just looks so, like, the bulky design, and then, like, the 2 things popped out.
Yeah.
Do you remember the starships from the 1st movie? Alright, here's a picture of the yellow TIE fighter. It was used in, like, the attack on the, you know, like, the droid base in the, do you remember, like, the 1st movie? In space, Trade Federation ship. The really stupid-looking space station thing.
Yeah.
That thing looks like friggin', it was a ball in the middle, and then it had a C around it. I mean, like, how much better can you get? One ship that I don't really like, though, is, you know, the clone trooper, like, transport ship from the 2nd movies?
Yes.
I guess they're kind of cool, but they're really bulky. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
But I guess they're kind of cool.
Alright, Blake, now we're gonna transition to characters now.
Ooh, our favorite characters. Now, if we're just gonna talk about, like, random characters, I really like the TIE fighter pilots with, like, the black suits.
Well, I mean, like, you know, they don't have personalities. I mean, like Luke Skywalker, like, the captain's name, Captain Kirk, whatever.
I don't think his name's Captain Kirk. I think that's Star Trek, buddy.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what we're comparing.
Oh, right. I really think, like, most of the characters in Star Trek are kind of the same. If I had to choose my favorite, I would say it's Spock, though, if I had to.
He's the only really creative character that has a good background. The rest of them are just, like, people, I guess. And I think one of them's got a catchphrase, the Doctor one, or whatever, I don't know.
Oh, I know.
But, yeah, a lot of them are just normal people. It seems like
And all their costumes are very bland. I mean, it's black pants, and then a different colored shirt with the little symbol on the left. That is, like, it.
Yes. I mean, pretty much the same you see in my
Compared to Star Wars, when you walk in, like, the cantina and everything's different, or when you go into the Empire's fleet, I mean, heck, even they have very, like, distinct costumes. Like, the snowtroopers look different than the stormtroopers. The stormtroopers look different than the speeder troopers.
I guess you could say the Star Trek people are better as just people, because they don't really kill anymore.
Yeah, but who likes that?
Exploring. It's like Space Indiana Jones. Like, they don't really kill that involving Indiana Jones kills. They explore things.
See, the good thing about Indiana Jones is it had a plot. There was something you could go on in Indiana Jones. And Star Wars follows a narrative with characters. Now, that's something Star Trek doesn't do. Star Trek usually doesn't have those narratives that go from movie to movie. Like, if you watch the TV show or you watch the movies, there may be like a 2-part movie, but it doesn't follow a constant story. It's like, we finished up this story in one movie, now we're going to go to another movie, and we're never going to hear about that last movie again. You know what I mean?
I guess once in a while a villain will return.
Well, yeah.
That guy, but it doesn't really happen that much before people really care.
Oh, I know.
It's just, yeah. But I mean, yeah, I guess you say the Star Trek are better people. Just as general, because it seems like Luke's really whiny. Han Solo just, at first he was just kind of in it for the money, and then
yeah, but I mean, also, like you just said, in Star Wars you see like growth in the characters. They become different over time. Luke becomes less cocky and becomes more confident in himself. Han Solo becomes more of a good person, and Darth Vader is no longer evil in the end of the 6th movie. So I mean, you got to look at it from the point of views here.
Okay, well, the Star Trek, I feel like that's a bigger universe.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you don't see that many planets in Star Wars. We see like 3 or 4. Star Trek, we get like new planets all the time.
Well, that's true, but you see the problem with coming up with new planets, because they're just going to those planets, and most of the time, they're not revisiting those planets.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So, I mean, there's no point in having, like, a ton of different planets if you're never going to go back there again. Now, I guess in the Star Wars movies, you're not always going to have time to go to a ton of different planets. But at least they go back to the same planets, so you know it's not just some forgotten planet. Like in Tatooine, they go that in the 4th movie, and then they come back to it on the 6th movie. Dagobah, they go to it on the 5th movie, and then they can come back on the 6th movie.
Well, maybe they do. I don't really remember that show at all. I remember, like, bits and pieces of it. Maybe they... do you remember it really well, or more than I do?
No, it's truthfully because I don't really watch Star Trek. I don't really have the interest much.
Well, then they might go back. I don't know.
I mean, I've watched a season, a full season or 2, because I just wanted to get info for it.
We're kind of out of time here. We're going to have to go. I'll see you guys next time.
Everybody pay attention for the 2nd episode in this 2-part series, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!